Reasons why I love Hungary. First, the food. I mean, when I came here at first, I was like, ooh, what am I gonna eat in this country? Like, bruh. I had this notion that white people couldn't cook.
First, we're going to start with seasoning our chicken. You're going to make sure your chicken is nice and seasoned.
I'm sorry, but I just had this. But Hungarians do have pretty good food, especially when you eat it at the grandma's plates of a Hungarian person. Then you try the true Hungarian dishes like the gulyás, the paprikás, and also one thing that I know that Hungary has is so good is the bread. I used to live in a hostel back in Pécs, and Pécs is a small city here in Hungary. It's mostly a university city, and I lived in a hostel, and next to it they had Penny. Penny is like a supermarket shop where you can buy food, a grocery store, and they always made bread. If you were able to wake up in the morning at 7 and get the bread as hot as it was so good. And they don't just have bread, like in Nigeria you have like sliced bread, just sliced bread. No, they have different types of bread. They have sweet breads, like the ones made with like jams. Like for example, the turotashka is like some kind of cheese sweet bread. Or for example, rétes, like they have like the poppy seed rétes, cherry rétes. They also have like croissants, butter croissants, croissants with gesztenye, like chestnut in the croissants. And then they have salty breads, like sajtos pogácsa, which is like a cheese bread with, it's like a round small cheese bread with cheese on top, and it's very tasty. And they also have bread with meat, like for example the vigili, so they have like hot dogs in the bread. I can't name a lot because that's the things that I just remember. Secondly, it's a very beautiful country, just saying. I like the fact that they preserved their culture, like in Nigeria everywhere you just see high-rising buildings, people are cutting down trees to build new houses and all of that. But in Hungary, they rather preserve the old buildings. Like you see the buildings with holes in them, and the buildings are made mostly of bricks. Like for example, they have what they call tegla. Tegla is the house made from bricks, and then you have panel, which is house made from blocks, I think. I'm not quite sure about that. That's what I like. Even when my dad came here, my dad was like, these people preserving their cultures and preserving their heritage, like, thirdly, what else do I like? I like Hungarian people, and that's why I'm married to one. But that's a whole different story. But I mean, like, Hungarian people are friendly. Okay, in the beginning, if they don't know you very much, they're a bit like, how should I say, they hold back. They don't want to interact with you. But when they get to know you and they get to trust you, they open up to you and they're so friendly. Like I could literally walk on the street to a person in Hungary and be like, oh, bocsánat, keresem something, I'm looking for a particular place, and they'll be like, oh yeah, ide, oda, bara, jobbra. They will tell you, and they do it with a smiley face. I think basically, I think this is true for people everywhere in the world. When you approach people with kindness, man, like for example, if I went to the person and like, bocsánat, excuse me, where can I? No. But I'm going there, excuse me, and they also give you back that same energy. I like their lakes. They have nice lakes that you could go, sit, relax, have a picnic. Like for example, Balaton Furer, or like Valencia Toy. These are places in Hungary. There are a lot of things, but I didn't make a list, so maybe I will not be able to mention all of them as much as I would want to. The only thing about Hungary that was quite interesting was that they don't really speak English, at least the older generation. The younger generation, they do, but they understand English, but they rather not speak it. Like, I don't know how that works. When I was coming here when I was moving from Malaysia to Hungary to continue my education and stuff, and I was searching on Google, and Wikipedia was like, oh, 60% of people in Hungary speak English. I was like, okay, I'm happy about that. 60% is not bad. And then I arrived at the airport. I needed to take a train to Page because that time I didn't know about this airport transfer buses that go from Page to Budapest. So I needed to take a train from Budapest to Page. And the first word that I learned in Hungary is nem tudom. At that point, I didn't know what nem tudom was, but now I do. I was like walking up to people like, excuse me, I'm looking for the train to Page. And they're like, oh, nem tudom, nem tudom, nem tudom. And then I was so mad because I was like, Wikipedia lied to me. Like, what is Wikipedia talking about? Old people meet and you say nem tudom, nem tudom. But that was a fun experience for me. Another thing, difference. And because I'm Nigerian, coming from Nigeria, another difference that I realized was Hungarians show a lot of PDAs, public display of affection. When I first came here, I just saw, because I came here in summer, I saw men and women kissing each other on the street. The boys were grabbing the girls, and they were so lovey-dovey, even old couples holding hands. And it was quite interesting for me because, in Nigeria, if your mother or your father or somebody saw you somewhere holding a guy's hand, you better know that before you come home, you're gonna be in deep trouble, So it was quite interesting for me, like, everyone doing it, even 10 years old. I was like, people just kissing on the street. I was like, what's going on here? Am I in the right place or what? So that was quite different for me. And even when I started to date, like my husband, he'd want to hold my hand. I was like, bruh. But do you know, I'm a black woman. We ain't do this in Nigeria. In Nigeria, you cannot be seen holding a man's hand. Parents are so strict, you're not allowed to bring a guy home. And that's why some Nigerians make this joke on Instagram and Twitter that when I'm a teenager, my parents be like, no boy should come near you. And then when I'm 24, about to finish university, they're like, when are you bringing the husband? And Nigerians make this joke that because they're like, but you didn't let me meet anybody, so where is the husband coming from? Like this. The other thing was the stairs. The stairs I get. When I arrived in Page, I arrived a few years ago, there was not a lot of black people that time. I spent most of my time in Page. I only came to Budapest for like visit. Budapest is the capital of Hungary, and I think it's mixed here. There's a lot of black foreigners here because of the tourism industry in here. It's very big. It's quite different from Page. It's a university kind of city, so mostly people there are students. When the students leave Page, Page is always dead, like because they're filled with mostly old people. So when I got to Page, in the beginning, I was quite pissed off. Like I'm walking on the street, and you just see men, women, children doing this. And sometimes they do this, they look at you so much, they forget themselves. They're like, and sometimes I look at them and like, hi. And then they realize that, oh. That was so funny for me. Like once I was in the bus, going from medical school back to my house, and I was sitting in the bus, and this kid, the Hungarian kid, was telling the mom, fekete ember, csoki ember, like this. Fekete ember is like black person, and csoki ember is like chocolate person. And I was like, in the beginning, like when I was just there for a few months, I would be pissed off about it. But as it went on, I was just like, it's just because they've never seen. So instead of getting pissed off, when I had Hungarian friends, I would rather, just explain Nigerian to them, our culture, our food, all this kind of things. It was funny. Another thing is they always want to touch my hair. And they're always like, how come this week you have braids and the next week you have straight hair, and the next week you have afro hair, and you know, a black girl never tells her secret. And it was like, can I touch it? Especially when I have my afro hair like I do now. It's like, can I touch it? And when they touch it, oh, it's so soft. It's like a pillow. And it's so cute when they do this. I just think all these things stem out of curiosity. So I will leave this video here at this moment because at this time I can't remember all the things that I like about Hungary. But I will probably do a part 2. If you like this kind of videos, please tell me. If you don't agree with what I say, that's fine, because this is just my personal opinion of what I think and what I have experienced, and it's probably different for everybody. It's personal. And for the Nigerians who will watch this, don't be mad. I'm not saying Nigeria is all bad. I'm just saying things that I like about Hungary in comparison to Nigeria. And just to make peace, one thing I like about Nigeria in comparing to Hungary is Nigeria has fish, fresh fish. Hungary does not have fish. I have never seen fresh fish in this country. Mostly frozen. And even if you see fresh fish to buy, it's so expensive. Whereas in Nigeria, fish is very cheap. And the other thing that I like about Nigeria is the food is cheaper. Food is way cheaper in Nigeria than in Hungary. Like Hungary in comparison to other European countries is very cheap. But Hungary in comparing to Nigeria is quite expensive. Their food is expensive, things are expensive. So that's it. Please subscribe, like, tell your friend. You think you're coming to Hungary, you can hit me up. And goodbye.
How do I turn off this thing? Oh. Wait. Oh, okay.